Okay, so this tutorial will talk you through essentially using this image, which you'll find in the description and also in the shared drive, an image of a biker on a BMX in the middle of a stunt, and it's been captured from a low angle to get the height of the shot. Okay, and what we're going to do in this really with the background is we're going to take this image and we're going to separate the foreground from the background and fill in the missing area. Okay, so you'll know what I mean as we go through the process, but there is also a Word document tutorial that talks you through this process as well, if you want that with you to guide you through the process. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, so we can move the layer around freely, is duplicate this layer. So I'm going to right click here, duplicate layer, background copy, I'm just going to call it biker, and the first thing we need to do is cut out our biker. So we know how to do that. We go to our quick selection tool. This doesn't have to be perfect, this can be quite rough, and we just want to select our biker. We don't have to worry about the bits in the middle too much for now. But what we want to do is make sure that we have all the biker selected, just like that. Okay, and then we go to our refine edge tool, and again, very rough at the moment, but we just want to maybe smoothen it up a little bit. I might just change the smart radius on a little bit. I'll just smoothen the edge up just so we've got a smoother edge, and I'm happy with that for now. I'm going to output that to a new layer with a layer mask, and that should just give us that one. Now, as you can see underneath here, it has turned the little eye off, so we can't see the layer underneath, which is the background. So if we switch that off, we should only see the biker. But what we want to do now is fill in this space. Okay, now to do that, what we need to do, let's get rid of those updates, is we need to select the biker again, but this time on the image with the background, with just the background on and the biker. So not just the biker alone, we need to be on this middle layer here. So I'm going to select this image again. Again, very rough, doesn't have to be perfect, because what we're going to do is we're going to take the biker out completely rather than duplicating to a new layer. Okay, there we go, perfect. Okay, but what we want to do now, in order to fill in this gap where the biker is, so we want to fill in the selection with the surrounding sky to make it look like there was nothing there. But in order to do that, we need to expand our selection to make sure there's no little bits of pixels from the biker coming into it at all. So we need to go to the top here, select is the part we want, and we're going to want to modify, and we want to go to expand, and we want to expand our selection by the 10 pixels that's there. Okay, so 10 pixels is what we want to expand it by, and then we hit OK. So that'll expand, as you can see here. It's expanded our selection by 10 pixels all the way around. Okay, and that ensures that you're not going to get any of the biker filled in there. Now, the next tool we're going to use is an important tool really in terms of background manipulation, which is the content aware fill tool. Okay, now the content aware fill tool is a smart tool in Photoshop. It essentially means that the image that we're going to take out, the biker, so instead of being left with a gap, the Photoshop is going to fill that gap using the surrounding pixels in the image to try and make it look natural. Okay, so let's just go and do that process. So what we want to do now is go to right click, fill, or you can go to edit and fill. So right click and fill, or edit and fill, and what we want to do is just fill that selection with our content aware fill tool. Opacity is 100, blending mode is normal, and we just hit OK. And then what you can do is simply turn that layer, just get rid of that selection. Just go back there. We've got rid of that there, and let's just deselect. Okay, so what's happened there is, as you can see on our layers panel, the image that we've just selected and extracted, we have filled using the Content Aware tool, and then we have this layer here that we cut out at first with our biker on. Okay, so now if we turn our very background layer off, we've now got two separate images, one with just the background and one with just the biker. So now what we can do, not that one, that's the background, we want to grab the biker copy layer, and now we can move our biker anywhere we want, because this area here that was selected earlier on has been filled using the Content Aware tool. Okay, now if you want to neaten that up a bit, because as you can see there is a couple of lines here that you may want to have a fiddle about with, you can grab either the healing brush tool, spot healing brush tool, or the clone stamp tool, and you can just go and get, and again this works in a similar way. We go on to our background layer. This takes the spot healing brush tool, pixels from the surrounding area, and blends it to make it look natural. I do that. Okay, it's quite nice. And then what you can do there is you could do a multitude of things really. Yeah, you've got these two separate parts. You could take this into Adobe After Effects. You could animate this to make it look like he's moving in slow motion perhaps across here. Or you can just simply move him a little bit. So what you'd have to do there is simply just with the selection tool. You'd probably have to zoom in. You could get rid of those parts. You could just delete those from that layer just by pressing the backspace key. It's not the smoothest, but as you can see now, you've got that part in the middle. So there we have successfully separated the foreground from the background of the same image, and then we have filled in this space on the background using the Content Aware Fill tool. Quite a useful tool in terms of photo editing.